with fractions today. Now, how does a fraction look? First things first. So you can write fractions, and then at the top of your fraction, what do we call that? Numerator. Yes. And at the bottom, we will have our denominator. Okay. Just want to take this out and put a proper one in there. Yeah. Fractions. That's all. Okay. Right. So if you were to look at this first one. Over here we have a whole number, 1, and a fraction. Now when we have it like that, we call it a mixed number. Good. Okay, it's mixed because it's a whole number and a fraction. Oh, yellow, and now my spelling again. Is it like that? Okay, right. The next one is when we have this. This, yeah? Okay. Okay. Who wants to hand out? Okay. Just quietly move between the desks and put them down. So it's no chatting, no nothing. Ne? Okay. So over here, you will see that my numerator is bigger than my denominator. What do we call it then? An improper fraction. Yeah. So again. Yeah. And then you can just write that if it's an improper fraction, it means that the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Right. Everyone fine so far? Okay, now the last bit is when I give you a half. Now you will see that at the top, my numerator is smaller than the one at the bottom, my denominator. What do we call that? A what? Yeah, or just a proper fraction. Okay. When? Previous period?
But it's not the same thing. It's the same thing, but like different stuff. Yeah, they put it in a different way. I think they updated it. Like,
okay, Tuma? So improper fraction, numerator is smaller than the denominator. Quiet, you guys. Right, any questions there? No. So none of this should actually be new to you. Okay, can I skip?
yes, ma'am. No.
Yeah. Fractions. Yeah? Yeah?
Whole number and or and.
Whole number and. Sorry. Yes?
But what if this will be then taken out of, not that it will, but what if it is taken out of the curriculum?
Then it's not for nothing because you're going to need it next year. Right, can I carry on?
Yes.
You done?
Bigger than
Denominator. I just don't write out the whole thing to save time. Okay, are you done? You done?
okay, now can speak.
Right. Okay, so over here, you guys can write down, make improper fractions mixed numbers. Right, so the first one that I want to talk about is the 35 over 8. So that's example 1. Now, 35 over 8, what you want to do is I want that in the form of a whole number and a fraction, mixed numbers, okay? So, I first got to see how many times would 8 go into the 35. So, let's see. 8, 16, 32. Okay, then after 32, I get 40. But that's too much. So it would be 4. Okay, then if 4 times 8 is 32, how much of that would be left? 3. So that's how I know it would be 4 and 3 over 8. You guys good with that? Yeah. Right, can I go on? So the next one, 40 over 3, you guys do? Write it as a mixed number. Ja, wie het my sê, jy kyk nog net heeltyd vir my. You guys at the back? Right. 3 would go into 40 how many times? 13 times, and that's going to give me 39. So how much would be left? 1. So your answer would be 13 and 1 over 3. Now, did you guys know that you can cheat by using your calculator? Yes. Okay. What we do is you put into your calculator that 40 over 3 using the fraction button. Press the equal sign and it's going to give you 13, I think 33333 whatever. No? Right. So that is your clue that it is going to go in 13 times. So then you only have to calculate how many would be left. How do I do that? I say 13 times this 3, which gave me the 39, and that's how I knew 1 would be left to get that 40. You fine with that? Okay. Right. Can I skip? Example 3. Quickly do that one. There's a negative in front of the fraction. You can calculate it or manually, doesn't matter.
Because it's big, and I was like, you don't answer.
It's plain Jane ain't like.
I'm also going to do one here because it's 5.
But, oh, you mean like 2/6? Something. Yeah, I was kind of know. Right, can I skip? Okay, so if you look at the top left hand side over here, you'll see it looks like this. A block and then a stripe and a block. Okay, so press that one. Then at the top, fill in, or in front of, fill in minus. And then at the top, 155. And at the bottom, 12. Do you know how to get to the bottom part? Use this little arrow in the middle. That circle has got an up, a down, left, and right arrow. Have you got it? Okay, once you put it in, then you press the equal sign. It will most probably give you the same fraction again. Is that true? Okay, then we use the slim dom knoppie. That one, the SD button. Can you see now it gives you 12 comma something? You see that? Okay, so that was your clue. That it would, that your answer is going to be 2 and something. So then, not 2, sorry, 12. And 12 times the denominator of 12 is going to give you 144. So how many would be left to get to 155? 11. Now, considering that negative, listen, that negative in front is not going to change anything. Okay? It's just you've got to have a negative over here in front of your answer as well. Okay? Yes. Yeah, you can. Thank you. Any questions over here? Right. Are you fine with the calculator now? Okay. Right. Let's do this one. 25/16. Yeah. Okay. Can I open it up? This should be 1 and 9/16. Okay. So nothing funny or new there. Okay. Can I skip? This is only the start, no? Okay. Right. So now we're doing the opposite. We want to change a mixed number into an improper fraction. Right, so if I have this example, 2 3/4, the first thing that you have got to do is multiply the denominator, multiply the whole number with the denominator, and then once we've done that, to that answer, we add the numerator. So I'm going to write it. My space is limited. Okay, let me just show you guys and then I'll rewrite that. So the 2 times the 4 gave me 8. And then 8 plus 4, plus 3 is going to give me 11. Now, very important. The denominator is going to stay the same. It's going to stay 4. Okay, so let me just rewrite that for you guys in English. The denominator stays the same. Julle is meer besig om te gesels daar agter in die hoekie. Ek gaan vir julle hier heel voor laat sit. Stop it. Right, so what I want you guys to do is try example 2 and 3 on your own. So multiply the whole number with the denominator. To that answer, you add the numerator. And make sure that when you write it in an improper fraction, that the denominator stays the same. And remember, at improper fractions, the numerator, the one at the top, must be bigger than the one at the bottom. Are you guys done? Right, so at example 2, 6 times the 5 is going to give me 30. So I first multiplied these two, and then add to that the 1, which gives me the 31 over, the denominator still stays 5. Right, then over here, whole number, 7 times 12 is going to give me 84, plus the 9 is going to give me 93 over 12. But, and that's what one of you asked, is that the simplest form? No, because what can divide into both 93 and 12? 3. So if I were to divide 3 into both the top and the bottom part, I'm going to get 31 over 4. Okay, and did you guys know you can use your calculator to cheat with this as well? Now, I quickly want to go over that, because if you were to put it into your calculator like this, 6, and then press the fraction button, your calculator is going to register it as 6 times 1 over 5, because the calculator knows that if I write two things next to each other, I have to multiply them, right? Okay, okay. So, meaning you can't say 6 and then press the fraction button. You want your calculator to register that that whole thing is 1. So, there's a special button on your calculator. Left-hand side top, where your fraction button is, just above that in yellow, you will see that there's a button that looks like this. Whole number and a fraction. Do you see that? Okay, and that's in yellow. So you first got to press shift and then that button. So press shift and that button and then fill in 7 and 9 over 12. Now, when you press the equal sign, what does it give you? It gives you 31 over 4. So it automatically skips to the simplified version. Okay, So remember that your calculator will never give you that 93 over 12. It will always skip to the simplest form of your fraction. Okay. It won't be wrong unless I specifically said without the use of a calculator. Then you've got to show me this extra step. Otherwise, I know you did it with a calculator. Okay. You can always go and double check, obviously, but you just got to show all your steps. Okay. Any questions so far? Right. Anyone copying? Okay. Now, I can't remember the wording here. Compare fractions. Now, if I were to give you this, you would, oh, okay, now you've got to fill in that little block in the middle. You've got to fill in greater than, less than, or equal. Okay? You've done this in primary school. Now, the first thing that you were taught is make your denominators the same, because I've got to compare the two same things with each other. Because right now, 5 over 11 and a half, I know it's definitely not equal. But which one will be bigger? I don't know. So we first got to make them the same so that I'm comparing the same stuff with each other, and then I can see which one is bigger or smaller. Right, so step 1 is make denominators the same. Okay, now when we make denominators the same, over here, I've got 11 and I've got 2. So you look for the smallest possible number that both of those can divide into. So far it would be 22. Sometimes I know some kids don't even want to go for the smaller number. They just automatically use the two denominators and multiply them with each other. That's not wrong. You're just going to have very big numbers. That's all. Okay, so to get to 22 over here, I had to times with 2. And if you do it at the bottom, you also have to do it at the top, which means that I'm going to get 10 over 22. Yes. Are we doing? Didn't we do that beginning of the year? Term 1. Yeah. Woo, Glory, jy's jonk en jy vergeet al so lekker. Okay. Right. Then at the second fraction, my denominator is a 2. I want it to be 22. So what am I going to multiply with? With 11. And if I do it at the bottom, I also have to do it at the top. So that's how I got to the 11 over 22. You guys good with that? You fine? Okay. Nice stuff. So at step 2, now we've done step 1. We made denominators the same. Step 2, now we look at the numerators. We look at the numerators to determine, would it be greater than, less than, or equal to? Okay, so if you just look at the top part, 10 and 11, which one is bigger? 11. So your sign must be facing that way. Do you guys ever play Pac-Man? Okay, so I remember Pac-Man. I know my son was taught something about a crocodile in primary school. No? Okay, so the crocodile or Pac-Man is always going to go for the biggest one. No? So that's why it's biting towards the 11. Okay. You guys good with that? Any questions? Okay, lekker. That's it for the day. I'm going to give you homework now. So, is anyone still copying? No? Oh, greater than, smaller than, or equal. Can I skip? Huh? Can I skip? Okay, right, there's your, oh, there's another one. Okay, doen nog himself on your own. Quickly do that one. Laat ek sien of julle weet wat aangaan.
Man, I'm just gonna write the answer.
No, you need to do the whole.
You've got to show me that you make them the same.
Remember, like, you really do it in your head, so like, you have to write it out and then you got the answer.
Ma'am, you see, that, like, with the angle thingies, that's exactly my problem. You have to get you the answer, I just couldn't tell you how I got there.
Ek weet nie wat om vir julle te sê as julle dit vir my sê nie, because you've got to have some path of thinking of wat noem mense dit. Ek weet nie.
Mine doesn't work like that.
No, everyone's minds works like that.
Everybody's different.
No, people, I've seen it 1,000 times, and I'm not saying that's what you did. No, I'm just saying you guys must see the stuff when we mock tests. I get a test where it's a level 4 question, so it is a difficult one. Now, you can see the kid is already struggling, and then right at the end, they get the level 4 question right, but no calculations were made. It's only the answer. That's it. How on earth could you get to that? There's no way. Okay, right. There we go. It would have been greater than. The 35 over 45 or the 7 over 9 would be the greater than. Okay, now your homework is exercise 13.1. That is on page 152, not 154. You only do number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Thank you. Bye.